Hello and welcome to Bricks and Bits, episode 85. Just 15 more
85.
to go till the end.
Wow. Oh yeah.
I don't know how many of us will still be around by then due to the virus, but if we can just crawl it out, make it there, it's gonna be great.
What? It's
Anyway,
200.
Just Too Good is here.
Yeah.
He was back last week, back again this week.
Back again, yeah. Barely made it.
Barely. Brick Attack in the house.
It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure. Oh, that's Chick-fil-A saying. Anytime I hear another company say that, like if I'm at Burger King and they're like, "My pleasure," I'm like, "Get out of here." Like, you're
I didn't even, I go to Chick-fil-A a lot. I didn't notice that they say pleasure.
My pleasure. That is
my pleasure. I
literally. Right, you're gonna get roasted in the comments because that is like their thing.
I literally didn't know that. Wow. I am such a big. I'm a Chick-fil-A member, and I got the red status. Like I got the highest status.
I also
of
have
membership.
the highest status.
Okay, we gotta compare.
How many points you got? Okay, wait. Let's talk about our guest first. Our guest this week is SHYTIME is my time.
What up, fam?
What up,
fam? We should have went with our sponsor.
We're making it a thing.
What up, fam?
What about Chick-fil-A as our sponsor for the show right now?
I have 6,600 Chick-fil-A points.
Ooh.
Okay. Let me see. I have. Come on, it's loading.
Flexing right now.
And it is
How do you think I put on muscle after the gym?
Hey,
I hope it's not Chick-fil-A.
It's like Walmart chicken tenders. You're right.
Wait, so lifetime points?
6,600. I've never spent any, so yeah.
Okay. I spend them all the time, but my lifetime points earned 9,804.
I got some work to do. We're
Wow.
on that.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's a lot of Chick-fil-A.
That's why
I
Justin
know.
used 500 pounds.
Yeah, 600, man.
600.
Get it right.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys might remember our guest Shy. He was on. It was a while ago.
It was a while ago now, yeah.
When did you start at Lego? So it was before
August.
It was summertime.
Before that.
Yeah, it was in August.
No, he was working there when he was on. I remember.
Okay.
Talking.
Yeah.
So it was some point between then and maybe like November, like in that range.
Yeah,
It's been a
earlier
while.
than that. It was
been like 6
early in
months.
November.
Anyway, yeah. If you guys remember him, you remember him. If you don't, who are you? Why are you
Oh,
here?
well.
True
I am
life
Shy.
purpose.
My name is Shy.
Yeah. What is your
What is my purpose?
Deliver mail.
Well, yeah, now I'm delivering. Well, I'm training delivery mail right now. It's taking a little bit just because of the virus, and we're spreading the training into more than a few weeks. So, yes, my job is essential.
Yeah.
So I will be working through the virus until I catch
Turns out.
it. Right. But yeah, my channel is strictly vlogging, but I focus a lot on military builds, primarily from Brickmania and third-party minifigure. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with my channel right now.
I find it really cool. You're the only person I follow on it. Maybe there's other people, but like you're the one person that like Brickmania on YouTube seems to be like really attaching themselves to and being like, we want to support what this guy is doing. And most people know what Brickmania is, so they should like get that. But Brickmania like sells these super expensive kits, and they sent you. Which one did they send you for free? Was it one of the like very, very expensive ones?
Well, they said they want to send me the new LCAC. I don't know. I'm not pushing that for them.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like it's not something I'm like, hey, send me something for free. It's just they want to support me, but that thing's not going to come out anytime soon because they are now shutting down because of the virus starting Friday due to the new. Yeah. So right now. I'm gonna push for them right now.
You send them a message right now.
We're 20% off right now.
Are you gonna send BFAB to the store?
If you guys want to buy anything, yeah, right. If you want to buy anything, right? Send BFAB to get me something. Yeah, I sent BFAB to go get me something from the store New Year's Day because they had like a 30% off everything sale. So I'm like, hey, send me something to go to the store. So he did, which was cool. So he got to meet the owner without knowing that was the owner.
Oh yeah,
Dan
of course.
Siskin. And then yeah, so right now they're trying to push as much inventory out because they're going to be closed for like 2 weeks. So I don't know how anytime soon I'm going to get that giant set.
Small like divergence from that, but who's the guy that makes brick arms? Isn't it Will Chapman? That guy, like he's like what Daniel Siskin is now. He was that in like 2012, and then he fell off the face of the earth. Like he'd come all the Lego conventions, everyone like in my I don't know, in my friend group, and like, you know, beyond that would go up to this guy and like ask for prototypes and stuff, and like it was like an interesting time. I don't know if you know what he does.
Yeah, Will is the reason why Dad got back into Brickmania.
Right.
You know that. If it wasn't for him, because Will told him back in the day, like, hey, you should probably get back into building military builds because other people are doing it, and there's a following and there's a huge demand, so you should do it anyways. And then that's how he came back into his existence and put back Brickmania on the map.
He would be an interesting podcast guest.
You should.
I'm sure. Yeah, you should refer him.
You want me to? I mean, if you want me to do that, he has nothing but right now. He's building a giant aircraft.
Yeah, nobody can say no to our podcast invites.
Yeah, at this point,
you let us know who you want in the comments, and we will. It is a no doubter. If they say no, you can just angry mob them because they're doing it.
Well, yeah, I'll reach out to him after this and let's see what he says.
Awesome, thank you. But yeah, so you worked for Lego. Last time you were on the show, for people that don't know, Shy got a job at Lego. It was like your. Do you want to call it a dream job, or at least you wanted to work
I would say
into
it was. Yeah, hell yeah.
Where you wanted to be? You were starting at a relatively low level, but a store manager still.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you were like the guy in charge of the store, right? Like you weren't like co-manager, just the guy.
It was my store.
Everyone talked to you, so that was going dandy. You were liking that, and then one day, we're like talking, and it's like I don't know, like is it hot in here or something? And it's like, I got fired. And don't tell anybody. I got let go, and I'm like, what? What happened?
Well, I mean, you mentioned a few things, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to bring it up.
Yeah, because I'm like, close to the chest, whatever the conversation was, I'm like talking like normal, like he still works there. I'm like asking him questions and whatnot, and then he's like, yeah, about that. The Magic Johnson, I ain't gonna be there. If anyone gets that reference.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it was a hard time for me, man. It definitely messed me up, like mentally, which we can get into in a little bit.
Yeah. So, like, what did you really? So, for starters, let's start off with the positives of the job, right? Like, obviously, working for Lego seems to be a pretty good thing in general. Like, they're paying their employees right now, while all their stores are closed, which I don't think too many. I'm sure there's a good number of companies that are doing it, but the companies that aren't are definitely being vilified. So Lego is definitely not one of them, which is definitely a good thing to note. But what was it like? I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to work at a Lego store, even though it's like the one retail job I would actually like to do. I think I would find it interesting, engaging, and like it's obviously something I really like, so it's something that I'm knowledgeable about. So what was it like as an actual fan, like getting to work at the Lego store?
I mean, I loved it, right? It was really cool. I mean, all day I'm doing what we're doing right now is talk about Lego.
Right.
Literally, like when customers come in and they ask about stuff, I can talk days about why I got into Lego, why Lego is cool, how, why this 2-to-1 Technic build is a lot more worth it for your child to buy and play with, since you told me your kid can build whatever and he's only 5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, well then let's try Technic. And they're like, oh, what's Technic? And then you just go from there. But like, I can talk Lego all day. And, I believe in the product, I believe in the company, and I still do, even though they let me go. So that was a great thing about it. I mean, we don't really get as far as information what's coming out, like relatively quick. You know what I mean? We're probably like maybe a month out from what you would see. You know what I mean? But majority of the times it's already been leaked by the time we figure that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just can't confirm it.
Yeah. Can you expand upon that? Because I know you were telling me about this, and I think people would find it interesting. So like, if someone comes in and let's say they saw a video by me perfect. Or Justin.
Look, all 3 of you are on here right now, so it's perfect. Multiple times have customers come in the store and mention that one of you,
no names.
mainly one of you, would say that this thing is coming out. And, hey, do you know of this person? I'm like, no, who's that? Well, he just said that this is coming out tomorrow. Is it really? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we have to play, even though we know, we have to play the dumb card and we can't acknowledge it. All we can say is, oh, that's really cool.
Hey,
I'll take a look at that later.
So people go into the Lego store after they reopen know they're playing dumb and play into that.
They're not going to admit
Pro tip.
it. We can't admit it.
Blink twice if you.
Blink twice. It happened countless number of times where they'll be like, "Hey, this person said that this was coming out. Here's the video." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Looks fake to me.
Oh, crap. I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe that guy.
I'm no expert, but
it's like, "Hey, have you watched this guy on YouTube?" I'm like, no.
Brickatech looks shady, man. I'll tell you. I don't. Is he gonna buy it?
Like
I don't know.
I saw you in his live stream.
What do you mean you don't know him?
Yeah, he's like, wait, yeah.
I'm Shy's twin, brother.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah, right. Surprisingly, I was like recognized like only like maybe 3 times. So I'll take that. I'll take that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you guys were definitely recognized or at least mentioned to me at least twice a week by somebody.
I find that really interesting.
That's crazy.
Whenever I talk to a LEGO store employee, that's always like the most interesting thing to me, that people actually go into the stores and they talk about the people whose videos they watch.
Yeah.
Whether it be one of us or some other person that makes videos, I'm sure they're also brought up. But it's definitely interesting to me that they'll talk about it.
Take note of that, Lego. See how valuable YouTubers
Lego YouTubers,
well,
CMF.
All Lego employees know who you guys are, so that's one.
Really?
And then,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they all do.
Wow.
And then
I feel so special.
I really do. When we get like actual, strong fans that come in, like that are regulars or big fans of the system, they mention you guys quite a bit. Like it's surprisingly, and I just have to put a smirk in my face,
right,
and pretend like I don't know who you guys are. I've been caught once, but I was just like, oh yeah, no, I can't, I can't say that because we're not allowed to promote ourselves, and like I did my best not to do that. So.
Oh really? So
yeah.
What they say? Did they recognize the voice or like?
Well, yeah. Luckily, I had like a few come in that live in my area that are subscribers to me. So
shoot!
Like,
so they just say they're just like, hey, yeah, I see.
Well, they were afraid to come up to me at first, but like after talking to them for a while, they're like, yeah, dude, I saw your video on this. I'm like, dude, and this is back when like I was like nothing, and I still am nothing, but like. Dude, that's nothing.
That's tough.
No, that's awesome, dude.
I was like, awesome. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
So, I'll take that. I'm like, oh well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys are well known with both Lego and your fans.
I cannot walk. You're telling me I can't just walk into a Lego store and like if I cause a ruckus, it wouldn't be some random dude. Damn, I gotta start walking in with a mustache just because it'd be funnier, like one of those fake mustaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll unbutton a few buttons on my shirt and put a fake mustache on it. Perfect. Bucket hat or maybe a straw hat. Complete the look. Yeah. That'd be good, actually.
Florida man.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people obviously like there were a few people that were in my previous staff that weren't genuine fans of Legos.
Right.
So like they didn't know who you were, but anyone who actually bought Lego and loved Lego, they knew exactly who you guys were.
So you said something interesting there to me, and that's like you said that like there's a couple people that work there that weren't fans of Lego. Lego to me seems very much like a product, and I guess like Apple and maybe to a lesser degree something like Microsoft or Samsung, like those kinds of stores. When people work there, they want to work there because they enjoy the brand, or maybe they start out there not knowing that they're going to enjoy the brand so much, but by the time they are 3 years into it, they actually really love it, and they've become attached to it.
They're fully invested into it.
Yeah. I just find that like a really interesting aspect of the way like a Lego store, maybe like an Apple store works as well, where the employees like really like the product as well.
They're passionate about it versus like just some random place you work at because it's a job.
Hi, welcome to Target.
Yeah. I mean, you can be passionate about Target, I guess, but you could be more passionate about like a specific item like Lego or Apple.
Yeah, I always found that kind of an interesting thing too.
It's weird to me that there are people working there that really aren't into it, kind of, but I can understand it.
I wonder what that's like. Like, I'll never be able to understand that point of view, but like being in this like essentially a foreign place, the walls are yellow, there's just kids running amok potentially, like it just would be a really weird thing if you aren't into it. I feel like
I know somebody who worked there kind of who wasn't into Lego, but like they were kind of like a friend of a friend. But this is similar, but for my Discord server, like the person who runs it does not care about Lego, but I was talking to him, and he knows everything about Lego now because he runs it. And there's all these, people.
Dude, these Ninjago kids won't leave me alone.
So he's he knows all this stuff, and I'm like, wow. And he has no interest in Lego. So that was very
seems like a shame, kind of like a waste, because there's so many people, at least that we talk to all the time, they'd be like, I would kill to work there,
Exactly. So it's interesting.
I guess you do have to keep some people that don't care about the product just to have some level-headed people there, right? Like, it just makes sense.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Not Kevin.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he was telling us when he was on? That like they try not to hire the super fans.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's
so.
What's the deal with that? Because obviously there are a lot of Lego fans that work for Lego because, as you said, like a lot of the employees like know who we are and will buy the product, which is I would think Lego would expect and hope their employees buy their product, right? Like they want them to be into it, but maybe that like is there like a level where it's like, oh, this guy's too into it, we don't want him?
Well, yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I don't know that like line.
Yeah,
right?
like not that like there's a guideline where it's like anyone on a YouTube channel with over 1,000 subs is a no go. You know what I mean? But like is it just kind of like an unwritten rule where they're maybe not.
I think when you come in for the interview and you're wearing like Lego merchandise and you have like a set with you that you built and you want to show off or a mock, that's probably where they're like, okay, this is a little too much for us.
Bro, that would be a great video. The Lego hiring process. I'm not gonna like actually like if they hire me, I'm just gonna be like, nah, I don't want the job. But like just going through the hiring process and maybe like doing it as a joke, right? Showing up with the like Lego shirt, got my Legoland hat, #1 fan flag, whatever. That'll be a great thing. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna just go off of like what I said last time, which was pretty much like the interview process where you kind of figure out if a person can play. That's like the biggest thing. I don't know how my predecessors did it before, but the way I was taught to do it and the way I conducted it afterwards, everyone that I had interview under me, I made sure that they know how to play in some capacity. You know what I mean? And had somewhat of an imagination of some sort, right? You know what I mean? Because that's the key.
There's this one really awesome guy at my Lego store, and I don't remember his name, but you'll probably have seen him in the vlogs. He had the baby Yoda a couple weeks ago. He had he turned the Thanos or the Rex Celsior into the Thanos
into the ring.
The guy, the kid, he's probably like my age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, but like he is like the Lego store employee that Lego wants. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I imagine. I'm like, this is the guy. Like, he builds crazy stuff and he walks around with it in the store. I'm sure kids love it. You know, running around with a baby Yoda. They're like, where do I buy it? He's like, sorry, I can't buy it. I'm sure that's probably the most disappointing thing to say.
That's entirely encouraged. You know what I mean? Like we want to build something.
Yeah.
And show it off and explain why it's you can look what you can do. You go to the wall and build something like this.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's definitely encouraged.
So I have a good question for you. Kevin Hinkle, when he was on our podcast, I need to get him back on because I just started listening. I have never. They're like 60 episodes in or something. To what is it called?
Forever Sorting.
Forever Sorting, yeah. And I didn't know it was Kevin Hinkle's like life story, basically. Like
it's from when he got hired all the way till he gets terminated.
I'm gonna have to start from episode 1, but I listened to like half of the most recent episode, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like amazing.
It's really good, right?
I'm gonna start listening to this at episode 1 because I do want to know all of this stuff. It sounds really fascinating. But
did you listen to what I?
That's what I was trying to get to, and I haven't gotten there yet. Like I said, I'm like halfway through or something because I was really enjoying that. But when he was on our podcast, he had a really interesting like theft story, like where he got the UCS starter store like stolen from his store.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to know if you had any theft because theft stories, they're fun. Do you have any theft stories from
nothing crazy like that? I did have someone steal in front of me when I turned around. Like someone told me, "Hey, that guy stole this, and this," and I'm like, "Well, he's gone now. I can't do anything."
Like,
but I had nothing.
What would he have stolen?
He took some superhero sets. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they are now, but they were small. He just shoved them down his pants and walked out. That was it.
Why not go to Walmart and do that?
He literally just waited until another customer came in the store, and I got, I was paying attention to them, and then because I was trying to help him out, and he waited until someone else was distracting me, and then he took what he wanted and left, and it took someone else that was on the pab wall saw it and told me.
Damn.
And I was like, well, great.
Walking out with sets in your pants is not the easiest thing to pull off, I don't think.
No, it's not.
I can't. That's not comfortable.
No.
So
maybe he had extra large pants or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a bigger guy, and he had pretty big clothes.
Please go on.
So yeah, it wasn't.
Let's make fun of him.
Yeah. I'll leave it at that. He looked back at me because when he looked back into the store, I shook my head, and then I never saw him again. So,
that
was it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Chick-fil-A.
The what?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. 600-pound life.
Right.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I was taking it back at the beginning. It's
nice tie in there.
Come on.
Oh no.
Wow. I just wasn't picking up what you put down. I'm sorry.
That was like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's short-term memory loss or something like that.
Okay.
Oh man.
Anyway, so your Lego journey, as all do, came to an end rather abruptly. Yeah.
Abruptly.
It's a good word for it, right?
Yeah, right.
What happened? You.
I honestly can only speculate.
Right.
Like I don't know what the final who made that decision for me to get terminated. I don't know who exactly did that. And the thing is, like, I wasn't given something in paper saying why I was terminated.
It was probably
which is very
Kim
odd.
Thompson's dying word. As he was being fired. Get rid of Shy.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I love Kim. I just thought it was
funny. Yeah. I don't know. The only things I do know is what my direct superior told me at the time.
Right.
Which was for decision making. And that's very vague.
Right.
Right. So I asked for clarification, and the only things he can recite to me was letting my staff go home for the holidays.
That's the thing you had told me that I didn't. Yeah, that was the one.
And then not changing my schedule on a fly.
Right.
Because I have to find a babysitter for my children. You know what I mean? Well, my only son at the time. So that was it. You know?
Yeah.
So this company that really promotes like families and trying to find this work-life balance, that's the thing that you were struggling with, and that's what they had an issue with, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow. Seems weird.
It was odd. So
last time you were on, you were saying about how much they don't want you overworking and how much they appreciate.
It's so weird how that
I
seemed
preached
to
that
flip.
last time. That's what they told me. But shortly afterwards, I worked too much. Like, my wife finally told me when I let her know that I was terminated. After the whole shock, she pretty much said, "Well, now you're home because I never saw you." So since I last spoke to you guys, working with Lego, I was always there.
And you took on a store that was in shambles at the time too, from what you were saying before.
Exactly. So, I was literally always there. So I scheduled myself from 7 to 4, depending if we're getting shipment or not. 4 out of 5 days of the week, and I closed 1 day out of the week. Right. That was usually what I did, which is what I thought was okay. That's what I was told by my
freaking
trainers.
Fired you. What the heck?
Yeah. So he was working too much. Then that was the issue. You were there too much.
I guess I was there too much because although
You're
I scheduled,
salary, though, right?
I'm salary. Yeah, I'm salary. So we have this scheduler that I've used in both this company with Lego and my previous company, that auto schedules for you, right? But then you could finagle it however you wish, right? But I don't have to clock in because I'm salary.
Most companies, if you're working salary, they don't care if you work 150 hours that week because they're getting the more bang for their buck in that case.
Exactly. So sometimes although we do our schedule 3 weeks in advance, although I might schedule myself to be a 7 to 4, but I might actually work 2 to close. I just don't change it. You know what I mean? Because one of my managers wants to switch. I'm like, okay, I'll switch with you. I'll work the 2 to close. You can work the 7 to 4 or 9 to 6, whatever it is. But I won't change it. Right? I just leave it like that. So on paper, it looks like I'm working 7 to 4 every day or whatever it is. But in reality, sometimes I would do switch schedules. I just won't change myself because why? What's the point? I get paid the same. And then 2, I would work past that time or earlier. I would come in earlier and work more hours than it was scheduled. So they would never see that I worked the hour, more hours than I was scheduled. But I was there all the time. And there were countless times when, my subordinates would call out or whatever. And then I would just get home after picking up my son. And remember, I live in LA. So where this store is located is in the heart of LA, in the middle of 2 giant valleys within LA County. It takes me about an hour and 30 minutes, an hour 45 minutes to pick up my son after I get out of work, stuck in traffic just to go 20 miles. And then that whole loop from picking up my son to dropping him off at home takes about almost 2 hours. So for me, to leave work, pick up my son, drop him off at home to my wife, and then get a call saying I need to go back to work because such and such.
Potentially dangerous suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have recently become a more knowledgeable person and found out that lane splitting, which I'm sure you're familiar with, is legal in California. Yeah. Why didn't you just ride your motorcycle and lane split all the time?
Because I have to pick up my son.
I
can't throw him
just throw him on the back. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Put him on a little baby carrier or whatever.
Oh yeah,
on the back and you're good. Get a little sidecar.
Lane splitting is safe if you do it properly. It's safer for the biker.
Yeah.
All right. We can go into that to another topic. But yeah, I couldn't put Ezra in the back. Like, there's no.
No, I know.
But yeah, so normally that trip would only take me like 15 minutes if I were to take the bike.
Right.
But yeah, so it would take me forever. And then my manager sometimes would call me to come to work because such and such wouldn't come in for some reason, and I don't have a choice to come in. Right? It's my store. I'm responsible for it. I'm not going to tell my managers underneath me to work a 10-hour shift or a 12-hour shift. I'll do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll come in and do it. And I did that countless of times, or at least for each one of them. You know what I mean? That where I come in to cover you and I don't say anything. I don't write you up. I don't say anything to anybody else. It sticks with me. And you and I will talk about it later if it's valid or not. You know what I mean? So I did that a lot. So I was always at the store, and then they told me, like, change your schedule. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right. So my direct superior wanted me to work later in the day. So I did 2 weeks from now because I can't change my schedule tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he held that against me. So that was one. And then two was for allowing some of my staff to go home for the holidays. And we got to remember, like, LA is a transplant city. A lot of people come here for any of the industries, whether it be acting, singing, music, whatever, dance. So you have a lot of people just need, whatever job so they can focus on their passion. And I've done retail and I've run stores for over a decade. I don't see a problem for sending them home because usually within the staff, I've already hired enough people to hold those positions afloat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like a good 75 to 85% of my staff would still be home for the holidays. They'll just be working the day before the day. No harm, no foul. It doesn't hurt the store. The store's still gonna make money.
Yeah, as long as it's staffed.
It's staffed. It's fine. So I allow the few people that live on the East Coast or who live in the Midwest or wherever,
right,
or even Northern Cali. Yeah, go home. Let me stagger it so you guys are all going home at once. So that way you can all take turns. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to do that. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't read that anywhere. So either way, that was held against me too for taking care of my staff. That's pretty much where I got screwed over, taking care of my family and my staff.
I love Lego, but oh my god,
I know that kills me. And I mean, I know it's obviously can't be representative of the entire company, and you're probably fired by like 3 people ahead of you or whatever. I don't know how the structure is, but
there's 3 people ahead of me.
Oh, so 3 has a good number then.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it's not going to be representative of the entire company and what maybe the operating norm would be elsewhere. But it definitely is a sad thing to see happen.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that could be the reason. That just could be. It could be something else. You know what I mean? Like they probably just use that because they could. Like working for Lego, you're an at-will employer, so technically they can term you for whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
check the chat real quick.
Is there any kind of conspiracy theory that you think potentially that you want to share that may be the reason outside of that?
Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, Craig. Say that one more time.
Is there any kind of conspiracy theory that you think could be the reason they let you go that you want to share?
LegoConspiracies.com is still looking for its first article.
I'm a fan. That's what I think it is. I think personally I'm a fan of Lego.
And how's that a problem?
I have no idea. I was warned not to hire AFOLs. So
did they give you a reason not to hire AFOLs?
Not a good one.
No, what was their bad one?
I mean, it was just like you got to be cautious. That was pretty much it. He didn't say not to hire them, just be cautious of them.
And
so
to
it wasn't
a degree,
necessarily
I kind of get it.
So that person was probably cautious of you, if he was cautious of AFOL.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I never mentioned that I was a huge fan of Lego. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So when they found out, they were. Let's just say the first time I was on the show, it wasn't received very well.
I'll say that. So, hello, Lego people watching the show. How are you doing?
Yeah, I hope whoever's watching it listens to this. You guys are stupid for firing him for those reasons.
It's okay.
If that's it. I'm sorry, but I'm being honest. Yeah.
So I was told to be cautious. I wasn't told not to hire them. I was just told to be cautious because I guess there's been some instances where you know people abusing their discounts, giving away stuff. Other people in the past made it harder for people that are potentially good at it in the future to ever hold that position. So I'll give them that.
Yeah, I kind of get it to a point. Like, I wouldn't want to hire me either. I feel you.
You're the most outspoken person against Lego that exists.
I mean, for the most part, I like what they do. But, I know. Sometimes you just got to say what you feel.
I hear you. Yep. The thing with Shy, though, the thing that kind of boggles my mind is, so this is a store that was struggling with staffing, apparently, and had some people that you had hired or who were working there that were calling off, and they let go of the person that is pretty much holding the whole place together. It seems like a pretty bad decision for that store, right?
Well, I know the store went to shambles afterward.
Obviously, yeah. Of course.
With, as far as...
Oh, we got.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah, my son's trying to he wants to barge into the office right now. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm on a podcast.
We've had I guess it's a little. Yeah, we've had no Clark barging in.
No, I make it pretty clear, we're doing this.
I'm playing Call of Duty. You can't be down there. Bad things. Bad things. You'll have nightmares. Nightmares for days. Don't want to be there. Oh man, no. I'll...
All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Right. Okay, cool. What was I saying?
You were saying how the store went to shambles after you left.
Yeah, the morale dropped significantly. A lot of the staff were shocked. A lot of them reached out to me afterwards and pretty much said some really beautiful things about me. So that kind of helped me out later.
We love your hair.
Yeah. No, that I actually cared in comparison to my predecessor. You know what I mean? I said, hello, how are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I actually showed interest in their well-being. You know what I mean? Because when I first got there, a lot of them didn't want to tell me that they were fans. I had to literally show them my Instagram to prove that I'm not trying to play tricks on them. You know what I mean? I'm like, here, look.
He said from the top, he's an insider. Don't tell him anything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's all right. I like Lego too. And then that's when they started opening up. You know what I mean? That it's okay.
This guy
does. How forbidden it is to actually be a fan of Lego and to work at the Lego store. It seems strange.
Yeah, it's just something that you just don't really speak to. At least in the store that I was at, I can't speak to that in a lot of their stores. I'm sure there are stores where everyone's all open about it.
Yeah, there's probably different cultures depending on where you go and what store structure you're in and who you're under and stuff like that. That's the crazy thing. You've worked in retail, Shy, and you could have a place that could be a really terrible place to work, but if you have the right people there, it can be totally awesome. And it seemed like the most unfortunate thing for me with this is that when I watched your vlogs of your old job, it seemed like everybody there was super cool and you had a good time, and it sucks that you gave that up for this opportunity that didn't work out. And I feel bad for you.
My old company was shocked. That's for sure. My old superiors were like, "What the hell? What's going on?" What?
It seemed like such a fun place, and everybody was so awesome there.
Yeah, I mean that store that I came to before that you saw on that vlog, that store was a hot mess. It took about 1.5 years to get it to what you saw, and I was with them for another 1.5 years further out until I left for them for Lego. So it wasn't an overnight success. It took work to get it to that way. You know what I mean? Trust comes along. It takes a long time to get. To where you will do anything for each other to that way we all achieve a single goal. But I guess I didn't do it fast enough for Lego.
On Lego.
So after you got fired, you told me about this, and you're like, but you can't say anything. And I'm like, oh, I have a secret.
Well, but before we get into that, let's rewind.
Oh.
So there was something big that happened that I screwed up, right? It was an operational thing that I didn't think was going to be an issue because I fixed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not something. It's so.
He's like, I took a bunch of money out of the cash register.
Yeah, right.
I put it back later. I thought it'd be okay.
It's borrowing. Did not happen, as far as we know.
No. So my store supplied the show that we're all watching now, Lego Masters with Brick, right? So I was working with the producers. So the next episode we're about to see, The transactions that of brick that you see for the episode, that was the transaction I'm about to talk about right now.
Ooh.
So, I haven't seen
are you talking about the Star Wars episode?
Yeah, the Star Wars one. Yeah,
that was tonight. The Star Wars one.
Star Wars that we're about to see.
There's a Star Wars episode.
Oh my gosh! Next week, I'm hyped.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was not expecting that.
This is this story.
Hey, this week's is yours. Pretty much Series 19. That's all you.
Wait,
Justin.
It's a Series 19 episode.
Yeah, they use them. Yeah, you'll see. Anyway,
I like that they're tying it in with themes. You see, I'm like on episode 5 or something. I'm like, it would be so cool if they tied this in with some themes.
Well, I mean,
like
it took this long to get there.
Get through a couple more. Yeah, then you get to the fun stuff.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
About time, right?
Yeah.
There's only like 4 teams left. Whatever. Let's just finally tie it in with something.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. So all right. So I was working with the head producer of the show. So I've been in communication. I was told to partner with them and supply them with whatever they needed with our discount, right? So I have to manually, since they don't have a number I can currently enter, I have to manually mark down all their sets that they buy, right? And I mentioned them in the last time I was here, is that their POS systems for Lego is horrible, right? You guys all have a problem with that with the VIP. I tried to protect the VIP program, but now I can officially say it sucks.
We could spend like 30 minutes talking about that.
Yeah, I can officially say it sucks.
It does.
But I was trying to protect it last time I was on this.
Not only does it suck, it still sucks.
It still sucks.
Actually, we'll talk about it later. I have a thing for that, so we'll save that.
Okay, cool. We'll save that. So I was working with the producers of Lego Masters, and the week before Black Friday, if you guys remember the promos, it was like double VIP. There was two different promos that you can get. I forget what they were. I think one was a tree and something else.
The
red brick.
Yep.
So that was going on that weekend, and there were also flash sales, right? A bunch of like markdown sales just for that weekend. So I'll leave it at that. So that's just one chunk of it. So I worked the Friday before this promo stuff, and it was one of those days when I worked a full day. I went home and had to come back because one of my managers called out. So I came back and I stayed till store closed at 9. I stayed till 11 to fix the visuals for the next day. Right. Okay. Lego Masters wanted to come in that day to be able to purchase the sets that they needed for the show. And I told them, look, I'm exhausted. I don't want to deal with this right now. Can you just come in tomorrow morning before we open an hour earlier? Right. I already know. They already told me what they wanted. I think it was like one of the UCS sets. I don't remember which one it was. And then a bunch of other Star Wars sets. So I said, yeah, cool. Come in tomorrow morning. We'll knock it out. Just do it before, because I already know I'm going to have a line out the door. And the last thing I need is for you to take up 30, 45 minutes of my time and have a long line out the door. Right?
Yeah.
So pretty much they come in third, like, a little bit after 9 o'clock, and I start ringing them up at 9:30. Right? Finally finish your transaction at 10 a.m. So it took 30 minutes to finish. Then we opened the store, and I was still ringing them up, right? Because for some reason, the POS systems, if you go over $600, so if you were to ring up one of those UCS sets, it lags the computer significantly, which is horrible.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. Maybe because they're using the barcode that's on the box, which it's a pretty long one, as opposed to like an 8-digit code. So maybe that takes a long time. I have no idea. I don't know why I'm trying to right now. So, either way, I knew this was going to happen. I anticipated for it, and somewhere down the line, I messed something up, but I ended up fixing it, right? If ends, buts, done, finished, out the door, I don't have to deal with you no more. So apparently, I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to have them come an hour early in the store and ring them up.
They had to come with the regular folk.
Yeah. So that was a big red flag that flagged me in the store, right? Then also before that, I rang up some of the sets because I have to ring them up to see the promos work, right? That's my direction. It says bring up sets to see promo works. Cool. Beep, beep, done. It works. Delete. Gone.
Did you get them the promos?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I gave them a few just because they're on and they ask. I'm like, okay, sure, you can have a few. You did spend like $2,000. You know what I mean? Here's a few red bricks. Have fun. So apparently I wasn't allowed to do that. And the day that I was terminated, I was already there. My superior and the LP loss prevention LP manager showed up, which was a big surprise. I'm like, oh, this is weird. You know what I mean?
He was there for the fatty who stole the superhero sets.
Right.
So you thought. So you thought.
So they sit me down, and then I'm in this 3 triangle, like my spirits to my right and this LP guy's to my left. And then they started asking me a bunch of things, which I was kind of confused about, right? I didn't know what they were talking about because at this point, it's already been like 2 weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was way past Black Friday. I can't recall what I did yesterday with my shoe. Like, how am I supposed to remember exactly what you're talking about? So they were trying to, the line of questioning that they were giving me was like, if I stole $5 from the register, I would always remember something like that because I knew it was wrong. Right? That's his line of questioning to me, like reasoning. And I'm like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't remember what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they were trying to make me confess to something which I have no idea what I did. You know what I mean? Until they slowly started piecing together.
Yeah.
And then I had a rebuttal for it. I'm like, well, can you see if I was on the register and then my employee logged me off and put her number in? So it makes it look like she rang them up? Because I would have known. I turned to the left. She takes me off her number because she's going to ring, but she puts in her number, and then I come back thinking it's my number.
Right. But how would they
Something
even
like
know
that.
or care about that?
It comes under in the computer, but regardless of the fact, nothing was stolen. Prices were right.
Yeah.
Sets matched. Inventory's good. Store made money. You know what I mean? Like, what's if? Okay, I screwed up with that part.
Even with the discount?
Blasphemy. Yeah, whatever. Oh, my God. So that was one. So they're trying to confess something, which they couldn't. And then I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they were like, fine, yeah, you didn't. Cool, done, leaves. And then I get shot with the decision making. And this is the reasoning why was those 2 reasons that I mentioned earlier. So I was like, wait, what? So I don't know if, let me say this earlier. I did verbally say during this exchange when they were trying to make me remember what I was doing that I am disclosing that I have traumatic brain injury from the Marine Corps and I have post-traumatic stress. So if you want me to recall something a month ago, it's going to take me a minute. So I verbally said I had a disability. And then 30 minutes later, they terminate me for decision making.
Yeah, that's
so that's like
a
big one right there. I'm like, whoa.
That's
so I don't know why. Maybe I was supposed to be. They no matter what I said, I was going to be terminated. Maybe that was what.
Yeah, they were just hoping that the first bit would work, and then when it didn't,
it didn't.
Oh, we got to use our other card.
Use something else. So yeah, that's
you didn't like that, obviously.
Oh hell no, I did not.
And you told me you were thinking about litigation.
Yeah, I was. I have a lot of friends who are in the field, in that world, and they all said I have something. You know what I mean? And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Like you terminate a veteran. It does not look good. No. After he disclosed he has a mental disability for decision making based on those 2 facts right before his birthday.
Oh, come on, the birthday. You pulling that into it.
I was terminated on December 13th. On Friday, December 13th. My birthday's on the 19th.
His birthday.
Before my daughter was born. My daughter was born on the 26th.
That's bigger than your birthday.
Yeah, no, I'm going up. I'm going up. Before Christmas and then before my daughter is born.
Yeah, those are bigger than your birthday.
That's the order. So, like, that's 3 big factors that are like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like... That was it was pretty bad. Like, it got me in a very, I don't know if you want me to go into this dark point, but like it messed me up like mentally for weeks. And even right now, like I'm back in therapy because the past 2 years I've been in therapy for what for decision making.
I'll be honest, I cannot comprehend what that means. You know what I mean? Like you say,
I don't
messed
know.
you up, right? Like, no, you don't have to explain it because I don't think you could explain it to me. But you say it messed you up, and I don't think myself and a lot of people might be able to like understand what it messed you up means. But it must mean something bad. Like if you've been in therapy.
I can say, yeah, I will say, like I already mentioned right now, I have post-traumatic stress from the military. I've served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I've seen things that I hope none of you will ever see in your life. Right. So my biggest fear in life is chaos. When I can't see the objective in front of me. Because a lot of my issues have to deal with situations where I had no control. Does that make sense? I'm not going to get into what exactly.
Yeah.
So this put me in that same position where I wish I was terminated for something I knew about. Like just tell me you're terminating me for this.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean.
Like,
not
you would have been better off
thing.
having stolen money and just knowing that you stole money. They're like, all
exactly.
right,
Like
sure,
at that point, like
fair enough.
Like, I would have wished I did something with malintention, so I knew I did something wrong, and I know that's why I got terminated. But for what? Like, and that's what messed me up. And like, like my post-traumatic stress, things that I've had under control for years, have literally crashed hard on me since that day. Like every day those nightmares come back. I can't sleep. I average about 2 hours a night.
Damn.
Till today.
That's
like it's that bad. Like where I'm seeing a psychiatrist and a counselor. So it's that's what I'm saying. Like I might go in that direction, man. If you put me on this podcast.
Is 2 hours more than BFAB or less? Because I know he never sleeps. So.
Oh yeah.
I think you might have him beat out on sleep there.
I know. So yeah, that's what Lego did to me, and it hurt really really bad. I felt very betrayed, and like it was a very dark time for me.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a real bummer, and like it's nice that it's kind of finally turned around for you. Like you finally have another job, but like, so I'll ask you this: was it worth it? Right? Like you left your good job where you were manager already, store manager, and like. You wanted to like live the Lego dream, because like when you're on here the first time, you're like, I want to work my way up the ladder. I want to do this. I want to do that. And like, it sounded all fine and dandy, and like, it was going to be a great time. And like, obviously in hindsight, 6 months later, maybe not so great, but like, would you do it again?
I don't know yet.
I'll you're waiting to see how more plays out, right?
Yeah, I have to see how it plays out. Cause I'm the type of person that needs a path in front of me, right? I just explained what scares me the most is not having a clear future or a clear path in front of me. So when I don't know what's in front of me, or if I don't make goals, it freaks me out. So that's the reason why last time you guys spoke to me, what did I want to do? I don't want to stay at store manager all day. I want to move up the ladder because I need to have a goal and a path in front of me. If I don't, it's stagnant, and then I kind of fall into a rut. So whether or not I actually fell through with it is a different story, as opposed to me saying it out loud. So right now I'm trying to not say something that I might not be able to attain, but yes, like right now, if everything pans out, I have a retirement, a pension, and then if Social Security is still there, Greg and I will probably touch it before both of you. We'll probably get a piece of it before you guys get none of it. And then I still have disability compensation from military. So like I'll have 4 checks coming down the line at the end of the tunnel if I go through with this. But you never know what the future holds. Do I regret it? I don't know. I would have never left Urban if it wasn't for Lego. Yeah. And it wasn't for Lego, I would never stop retail, which this first time ever since like high school, which was, long time ago. Like I've never spent time with my family ever. Like it's always been work. And I'm about to do that again, but I've never had, like just time off. Yeah. I've had a few months off to, now that my daughter came out, like to really spend time with both my kids and my wife. I've never had that, to wake up every day and be like, hey, what do you guys want to do today?
Yeah, it does seem like the timing worked out nicely for that.
Yeah, so it worked out very well. I took like really, I took advantage of it.
Right.
And that kept me sane a little bit more, so that was a good thing.
And you made a lot of YouTube videos.
I was in a def right now, which it's nothing to you guys, but it's a big.
You were cutting out there. Can you say it?
Yeah, you got cut out a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where to. Being off was able to get me to make 5 videos a week, which has got me to this point.
That is a lot. Yeah.
So
1,000 subs you just hit, right?
1,000
I just hit 1,000. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Fucking man, you deserve it.
In a golf club.
I appreciate you guys, man. all of you guys. You guys got me to this point. I appreciate it.
1,000. Wow.
Do you guys remember that for all 3 of you when you hit 1,000?
Not really.
I'm thinking.
Do you remember, Greg?
Yeah, I remember. I was like watching it go up by like 2 or 3 a day.
I remember that.
I remember that feeling. Like it was like, dude, I got 3 subscribers today.
Yeah. No,
I remember
real, right?
I remember that like averaging like 3 a day, but I don't remember like the, oh my god, I hit 1,000. Like this is incredible. Like
watching, I was like, all right, I'm at like I got like 1,756 subscribers. This is great. You know, I remember it. I remember making like 5 cents a day and being like, I made 5 cents today.
Right?
I made a nickel.
No, you know? Yeah. So Shy, like, word of advice, I guess, is like, because I don't remember any of this stuff. Like, try to remember it. You know what I mean? Like it's good good fun stuff to remember, especially if it blows up for you. You know what I mean? Like maybe you just continue at this kind of slow pace and you have 5,000 subs in 5 years, or maybe you have 500,000, and then you'll really wish you remembered what was happening today. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that's
taking it in. I'm taking it in.
Yeah, take it in. So take it in nicely.
So right now, just like that, I just cherish everything that I have. Yeah. So that's like one of those things.
So other than becoming a millionaire LA YouTuber, what is your other current job outlook?
Well, I'm a postman, and right now that's a good idea because I'm just to myself.
In-demand job.
It's right now 1/3 of the workforce is disappearing, so they're all retiring. So they're doing a massive hire for that job, and right now to move up in the post office, you can't just sneak in and become a supervisor or a leader of some sort. Like everyone has to do the Chick-fil-A. Bottom. Yeah, everyone well, for us, In-N-Out, like everyone flips burgers, in the very beginning. So that way you understand, and then you work your way up. Once you've proven yourself, and like the postmaster general, like the highest person, the CEO of the post office, like that person was once a mail carrier, dropping off mail. So, like that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like I said, it's a government job. It's not going anywhere. There's no layoffs. I'm still working while there's a virus going around.
Plenty of mail.
I still like getting mail. It's great.
Plenty of mail. There could be zombies running around. We'll still be dropping off mail.
Those trucks are indestructible, so I wouldn't be worried about it.
We'll see. So that's where I'm at right now.
Are you worried about catching anything delivering like so many packages though? Like I'm sure that can't not be in your mind.
It is. I mean, we're taking precautions as much as we can, wearing gloves,
right?
Staying away from people. Like we're having people certified mail where you have to sign something.
Yeah.
We ask you if we can sign for you, so we don't have to touch our pad.
Right.
So most people are like, yes, we just fight COVID-19 and then we just throw it over the fence. Have fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was my least favorite thing about going to the post office last week. I picked up some mail and I mailed some things out, and the guy's like, you sign here, and it's like the pad with the thing there that everyone touches, and I looked at him for a second, and I'm just like, but I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring your own pen. Start wearing one.
No, it's one of those ones that it's like it's digital. Like the
the pad on the side.
Start walking around with a little, what's it called? Apple pencil? That's a little expensive.
Yeah. Just wear gloves everywhere.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
No, I speaking of delivering things without touching and whatnot, I ordered Papa John's the other day, as you do, and they had a touch-free delivery. So of course I picked that. And the way that works is they show up and just drop the pizza at your door, at the nearest elevated clean surface or whatever the deal is.
And my goodness.
I like
Please
that.
tell me you guys have watched Home Alone.
I have, but I don't remember
Not for
what
a
you're
while,
referencing.
Yeah, he's like, leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here. he plays like a VHS tape, as though he's like the adult or whatever.
I should totally do that. That would be great.
And he says, "Keep the change, you filthy animal."
Yeah,
and
I know that.
And start shooting the Tommy gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get that clip and play that.
It's so perfect right now.
Well, you also need fireworks because that's what he did.
I have
fireworks,
I have
in a pan.
Live in Florida.
Yeah,
done deal.
and then that way it would shoot.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. Because I know a guy that works for Papa John's. I used to play baseball with him, so I could do that to him, and I think it would be okay, right?
I don't know, man. Let's think about this right quick. They might call the cops.
No, he knows. When he comes and delivers my pizza, we talk, and I think he would get probably pretty quickly figure out it's a joke. But yeah, that would be really funny. I really want to do that now. But yeah, they also put this little seal on the box. It's like Papa Fresh authorized. And I'm like, how do I know the driver didn't just put the seal on the box when they showed up and that they weren't? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. The seal's a good idea, but it really means nothing if you're smart. So that's just my 2 cents.
Don't assume the worst.
The Papa. No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, usually it doesn't come with a seal anyway. So now they've added the seal just to make people feel better because it's coronavirus, I guess. But
as a seal, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, it doesn't.
The person making it may have been sick and coughed on it, but it has a seal. So.
Right. Let's talk about some Legos.
Wow. Yeah.
We're 54 minutes in. Haven't talked about the latest. No, it's fine, dude. I'm sure people love that. I can't imagine
the bright
anyone
side,
got bored with that.
I got to meet Boone and Iceberg.
You met a lot of people,
pretty much all of them. Yeah, I met most of the people on the show. They would come in as a group, and then I remember one time they came in. I was doing something. BX and Iceberg were like literally in front of me, and I'm like, Iceberg? He's like, what's up? I'm like, and I told him who I was. And I'm like, hey, and we're like, hey, Boone, Mark, and everybody else on the cast. So that, and then I, as time progressed, I know who left.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I know like who the last remaining teams. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. And they would tell me what was going on about like, okay, they left last week, so they didn't get to say bye, but they want to say bye. Okay.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, you told me about that. Lego Ideas made a new Lego set, and I think everyone here probably has some thoughts.
Okay, who's gonna start?
The person who was fortunate enough to get the set.
Hey, okay, well, the Pirate Bay set, or Pirates of Barracuda Bay as they call it now, I freaking love it. I adore.
You're gonna make me buy
how
it can turn. God damn it.
Well, you seemed like you liked it.
I didn't watch
video.
Review. I do. Yeah, I'm on the
fence. I watched your video, Ryan. You're like, I really like this. This looks so good. I'm probably not gonna get it.
If the boat wasn't black and yellow, I don't know. I'm
but
probably
it's like
still
classic.
That's it.
That's why.
I know that's why it's black and yellow.
That's what makes it so. And even then, I like that's a very unconventional color for modern Lego boats. Because modern Lego boats, the last two that they had, I guess the last two retail ones, because they also had the Imperial flagship. They were just so freaking similar and very generic. Yeah. But that Black Seas Barracuda is such an iconic color scheme, but it's one that I haven't seen since then. So to have that back, and of course the boat in this set is literally that one, but just remade a bit.
Right.
It's
definitely modernized. Definitely used.
Exactly. It looks really good.
It really does. I had problems finding any flaws with it, but I guess the flaw that we found was that it doesn't include a monkey, while the original set included a monkey.
That is shocking.
It doesn't?
Nope.
That is appalling. Oh, wow. I'm not. I'm out.
That's it. Oh my gosh, dude.
Deal breaker.
No monkey, no deal. Yep. Maybe it'll be the promo though. Maybe we'll do a promo for it.
Right.
A monkey.
No, but it is weird that it doesn't. But I was like, I figured, okay, maybe that monkey, the old monkey mold, is like out of print. But they did it in Ninjago Skybound in 2016. A monkey could
fit anywhere on this set.
And they have a new monkey mold from 2011. So yeah, it's not.
That's a shame.
That one was weird. But to me, they have an exclusive pig in this set. So like,
I'm back on.
I'm gonna get on Bricklink and I'm gonna put like 30 monkeys on it.
There you go.
It's a great Barracuda Bay overrun by monkeys.
That's the thing. They have a lot of animals in it in general, and the minifigures are very detailed. There's a lot of exclusive figures. I love how they use a piece from Series 20 in it, which is the new tricorn hat with the braid at the back, and I just like how they incorporated it to have it as this not even solid, amazing play set. And then you could take all those parts and make it into such an iconic boat, an iconic ship. I'm amazed that it works.
It's like a Lego Creator 2-in-1 on steroids, except you don't have to like rebuild it. You just
exactly. You just take some parts off and rearrange it. And I will say, I do have some complaints with the final boat. One of them was just that it's hard to access the interior. It's not a big deal because it's such a great display piece, but it's really hard to access the interior of the boat besides lifting up one panel, but that's only for one section of it. So that was a little annoying.
Yeah, I know that's going to be frustrating for you, since I know personally from experience that you play with your Lego sets a lot. So
I do play with them a lot more than we're like you would.
I'm proud of you.
I was with the ISD. I'm like, there's no interior. This one has an interior, but it's hard to access. And another thing that comes from that is that it doesn't have the ship windows. I mean the cannon windows, so you can't put cannons in that, which the original set had, because I guess they were afraid that it would get stuck in there or something like that. So yeah.
Do you know about the lore behind the characters that the designers talked about?
Yeah. It was all in the instruction booklet, and it's so. What's really cool is Redbeard has a little bit of gray on his
Oh,
face.
he's
So
getting
it's
old now.
the continuity is that they were trapped on this bay. They even have a comic in the instructions, and they were trapped on this bay, and there's a passage of time. So I love that.
Okay,
I love
that's really cool.
Yeah,
no,
the tattoo pirate has
Oh
more
my
tattoos.
God.
Oh, dude, it's so like
Yeah.
the instructions for this are like awesome, and they just
Yeah,
lay
I'm
out all this cool
this
lore
now.
and stuff.
I'm gonna buy this.
It really,
yeah.
I'm so glad to hear
So
that.
I
'Cause
have
I
a
want this
question
to do
for
well.
you. How are you displaying it as the shipwreck, or are you displaying it as the ship?
Personally, I want to make it into the shipwreck again.
Okay.
And but right now it is still the ship. But I think Just Two Mom's gonna review it on her channel, and then I'm gonna make it into the shipwreck again.
Okay.
Is she gonna take it to the beach?
Oh well, not. She's so sad because the beaches are closed.
She keeps posting beach pics on Instagram, and I'm like, is the beach open or closed? Or is she really like what?
No, those are all old pictures. Those are literally all old pictures. I swear.
Reminiscing the days.
She is. She was watching her like old review today, and I'm
funny.
like, "Why are you watching your old review?" And she's like, I missed the beach.
Back when I was young. Okay, she's not that old.
Exactly. Yeah. Still trying to get her on the show, so we'll see.
I don't think I might not have helped there. What's the deal with the parrot? So the parrot's like multicolor molded. What is that like? Like I don't follow Lego parrots.
Oh no, that one isn't. That's from
common?
the pet shop.
Oh, that was that was in a
2011.
set. No, wasn't there a parrot in like an Ninjago set or like a
Ninjago?
No, it was in one of the city beach set, like the little $15.
Yes, it was in that,
pack.
and it was also in an extra
okay.
polybag.
I thought I recognized
it.
The
accessory pack.
Okay,
Yep. So that one isn't rare.
Okay.
I mean, it's gotten less and less rare. I mean, because it's still a little uncommon. But yeah, the pig is the exclusive animal, which I do like because we got a pig in that color before, but it had these weird eyes because it's for Nexonites.
Yeah.
So to get this one, it's perfect. But yeah, I'm trying to look at it to see if there's anything else I can point out that people probably wouldn't have noticed. There's an Islander statue, which I like that they reference Lego Islanders.
Oh, that's cool.
Which that was a '90s sub theme.
Yeah.
Somebody even said
I missed that theme.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they would make it today, but it was a pretty classic sub theme of pirates, and one of the pirates is like a gender swap of one of the '90s pirates as well. So I like seeing those '90s references. But yeah, no, it's an absolutely beautiful set, and I just love how there's just detail everywhere you look. There's details. You'll look under like one of the boats and there's details. You'll look in this corner and there's just all this color and stuff like that, and I love that. It's a very colorful set despite being a shipwreck,
Yeah, let's talk about that because I really love everything about it because it feels vintage to me and it's like a memory of my childhood. And but the thing is, it's very different from the idea set. And I had people in my comments that were like, I don't like this because it's not like what was proposed. And how do you guys feel about that? Like the original set was like just brown and green basically.
Yeah. I pull a picture of that. So I agree, Greg. Like it can go both ways. Lego Ideas, Pirates Bay. I really liked the original one. I liked the grittiness of it. I liked that it was kind of like this Pirates of the Caribbean type of island you may visit in that realm. Just really run down with the candlelight, at night. But I also can really appreciate what they've done with this now. Like I can definitely see liking it either way, and I think that's kind of where I'm ending up now as I learn more about the lure of it, especially that they were able to work in like the Redbeard stuff and the what was it, like the tattoo guy. Like there's just a lot there, and I'm sure there's more, like you said in the instructions. But damn, I really like that original model. I just like the grittiness of it.
Well, the designers
more accessible,
mentioned it.
Though.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the designers mentioned that they attempted to make it exactly as close as possible to the original setup, but they were having trouble getting the pieces for it because he was using pieces that no longer exist. So that was a struggle, and they attempted to do the color scheme that was proposed.
Man, the pieces don't exist anymore. Only if they could just like make
just
new
turn
ones.
Around, make them all, right?
Well, they
did
that with apparently the things at the front of the ship. These little wires are from Bionicle or something, and they might be out of print.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
there, I do know that they were based on what the designer said, that they attempted to make the very gritty looking pirates, right?
Right.
And then after speaking to the original designer who submitted the idea, the fan was, he did this because he wanted to make an homage to Pirates, like when Greg and I were younger, like the original Pirates that came out, not the second and third rendition of them.
Hey, Pirates
and
2010 for life. Or 9.
Like having Redbeard, like, in a more gritty fashion, it just didn't sit right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they went another way, and they asked, they proposed this idea to the original designer, and he was all for it. And they went into the vault to pick the original Barracuda up, and then put it in front of the box designers and say, "Hey, replicate this as best you can." And then that was pretty much the premise.
The box art of this set, like you said, is very. I noticed that immediately. Is that the box art of this set is very reminiscent of the Legoland
original
branded box arts. So I like that as well about it. Just it's a nostalgia filled love fest for Lego Pirates,
and that's what they wanted to accomplish. The designers wanted to accomplish the nostalgia of all of us who loved original Pirates to want this set, especially because it's so expensive.
It would be so much better too. Like it's already good, right? Even though I liked the like it's a good set, but I would have rather had the original Lego ideas. But given
I had the original one. God, I lost it.
If they would have kept it the same for me and not changed anything, I wouldn't be interested in it at all.
But like the original Lego Ideas project. Yeah,
I would say I wouldn't even consider it.
The original Lego Ideas project was cool, but like first off, it would have been more expensive, I'm sure, because it looked bigger. And yeah, I love what they did here because it's, as somebody like Lego Pirates is a theme I love. Like that's a theme because I was attached to the 2009 one.
Yeah.
That was around the time, and then I went back and got a lot of the older sets, and I always wanted to get the older sets, but these ships for the older sets are extremely expensive. Old pirate ships are so expensive. So to have Black Sea's Barracuda, like one of the most iconic, the most beloved Lego sets in this one set, and then have an amazing play set, because I'm a sucker for play sets. And and the 2009 Shipwreck set is one of my favorite sets. And this is basically that times a billion. So.
I mean, it's smart marketing because, there's going to be people out there who will just probably buy 2 of them.
Yeah.
So they can do both.
It's $200, and for what's included,
only who can afford $200? Most people who bought this Lego had this Lego set back in the day. So
that's it.
It's smart marketing. Yeah. I love how Lego's doing all these things that I've been begging for so long. Like I was like, Lego Nintendo, that would be so awesome. That's happening. I'm always like thinking like, okay, bring back space, bring back pirates, bring back castle. We have pirates.
Wait,
like
what's
what's
Lego
crazy?
Space is Lego Ideas. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, NASA.
No, that's the thing. That's different. Lego NASA.
No, we want Explorers. We want Robo, whatever, RoboCops.
We got Space Squad, I guess.
That's all. This is just the product of social media. Like I think all of this awesome stuff from Lego is because we're becoming so much more connected because of stuff like social media and everything like that.
First battle back. Sorry, didn't mean to hit my mic.
But
it'll come around.
We'll see.
And they could do this with so many other themes. This is definitely a test.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Let's get Castle next. Let's do it.
Hyped. They probably
will. Oh, dude.
I mean, we are getting the blacksmith shop. So
that's close.
Yeah,
we'll see how much that changes up.
I need to buy the OG of that. I want to do that.
They're going to do the same thing with that. They're probably going to throw it in the retro box and try to make it look like that.
You should have whenever you do that one, you should have Dan Siskin come on that episode.
Oh, that would actually, that's a good idea.
Because he's the original blacksmith shop.
Yeah.
The original ideas set.
Yeah. If you guys click on status advent calendar, it wasn't supposed to say advent calendar, it was supposed to say store calendar. I guess I just wasn't in the right mindset. But Lego released their April 2020 store calendar. And it is just chock full of awesome deals, promos, events, such as Good Friday.
It says open ?
Earth Day is happening. That is not canceled, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm checking this out right here.
Full screen share. Sorry, guys. So, pretty busy.
Because it said status advent calendar. You mean store calendar?
Pretty busy month. Oh, look at all. No minifigure Mondays. Guess I got rid of that forever.
This is This is legitimately interesting.
This is so hilarious. I mean, obviously, it's no fault of their own. They didn't do this because they wanted to. But other than the existing promos that you can purchase online, there will be nothing happening at Lego stores because Lego stores are closed.
Yeah, I mean, you think they'll be closed all throughout April?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's very much trending that way. So praying they're back by May the 4th, though. I do kind of actually. Yeah, no, that's a problem. It's becoming a problem. Coronavirus is now affecting my life. It's very real. Now it
took it here.
Now it's
close Lego stores.
It's somehow affecting Lego Star Wars. What the hell?
Like 501st Battle Pack, one day only here in April. Oh, sorry, we're closed.
Oh, yeah, store's closed. What are you gonna do?
It's sad because the one theme I'm like, don't delay Lego Despicable Me Minions or whatever. That comes out in April, and I'm like,
I would assume it's still going to release because the Star Wars helmets, as far as I can tell, are still going to release. So
yeah, you're right.
I don't think you have to worry about that. You just order them online.
That's true.
Unless you've already got them coming from the land, in which case you definitely don't
wish. I mean, I gave that suggestion. We'll see. That's literally right up my alley.
How about you suggest that they let me in?
That's How long have they been reviewing your app for?
Dude, I submitted it back in right after they put. I think it was the last time you could submit them was September or something. So I put it in, and now here we are, more than 6 months later.
Great.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, I know.
And right now, everyone's kind of in a weird.
You have to make one tweet if you're ever gonna make one tweet. Tweet this at the Lego group.
Applied for LAN, September 2019.
Let me in. Let me in. Do that. That is my personal word of advice. Or post it on Instagram. Post that video on Instagram and be like at Lego Ambassador Network or something. Yeah, that's a. If Kim Thompson was still here, it could be at Kim Thompson, but he's not. So
that was my laugh of the day.
That is a good one for you. Please do. I'm serious. People would get a real kick out of that, I think. I like that. Anyway, Lego mosaics are coming back. I'm not too keen on or familiar with the original workings of Lego mosaics. Maybe Justin seems like he would know.
Well, that one, the original theme, I did get recently. It was part of that Market Street haul, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
The insane one.
Yeah, like $100, right? $50.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. Even when I got it, I just don't know much about it because there's not much info about these original mosaic sets. I'm not sure if it is a specific mosaic. I think mine was a specific tiger mosaic, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
Right. So you never built
it. People actually sitting down and putting those things together. I just can't imagine.
It's like a puzzle, I guess, but I'm not really a fan of that.
It just looks annoying to put that together.
Yeah. It's all one by ones.
Yeah,
it's an actual you'll see them at a lot of the conventions. I know.
No, they are really cool.
They're cool looking, but it's the process to me is
it's redundant.
I know a guy named Alan, #1 draft brick. He's good friends with Brick Vibes. That's how I know him. But he goes to the conventions and he builds just beautiful mosaics. Really good mosaic builders. So there's definitely a market for these and people that do these. But it's definitely going to be more limited than a lot of things, and which makes sense. And I think at the price that these are rumored to be, $100 to $150. And I understand it's a large product and I have a ton of pieces, but I mean, I don't. Even Greg, who's a very big fan of Lego, I would be hard pressed to see. Dropping the money on that.
I don't know.
When you told me there was a Darth Maul, I was like, yes.
Well, that rumor may be changing. It might be Darth Vader. It's funny because it's in the balance of the Force.
Darth Maul is more popular than I think because my mom loves Darth Maul. And then I hear a lot of other people are really attached with Darth Maul.
If Darth Maul didn't die in episode 1, dude, if he was in the other 2 movies, he would be even the guy just has the look, right? He has the look. That is so cool.
Super memorable.
I mean, they try keeping him alive in other places.
It was nice that they did. It's one of the few times where I'm like, okay, fair, you got me. It works, right? But damn, if they hadn't killed him in that first movie at the end, he could have been such a cool villain for the next 2.
But he didn't die.
Oh, you need.
I know, but yeah. And Count Dooku's cool in his own right. He's got his own type of swagger, but Darth Maul is
No, Darth Maul with the double.
Something.
Yeah, those. No, that
and with the face paint is just, I don't know. But yeah, Marilyn Monroe. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just like his face is just so scary. You know?
Menacing. It's just so it's perfect.
The Phantom Menace.
Such a wasted opportunity. Now I look back. Damn. They killed him and not Jar Jar. He should have killed Jar Jar. Oh my.
He should have killed Jar Jar.
Iron Man.
Ovation.
Disney. Marilyn Monroe, the Beatles, Iron Man, and Star Wars. Those are the 4 mosaics that are rumored to be coming out, all between 3,000 and 3,400 pieces. So,
to me,
too bad.
I don't know. I don't know if these are going to be popular. It's kind of like the wooden minifigure, and where it seems like a little bit more. I don't know. It seems a little less than what we would expect from Lego, and I think that could hold it back. Am I wrong in thinking that? I don't know.
I don't know, because these are the first time they've done like licensed mosaics, so I think there may be some interesting aspect to that, but I don't know.
I would think they would have to be a little bit cheaper.
Would you guys sit down and build a mosaic? Any of you guys?
It depends on what I was building. You know what I mean? Like if it was something that was like, maybe if it was a picture of my family, sure. Let me attempt to do that.
I see, for all that, I'd rather just have minifigures and stuff like that. But I mean, I guess mosaics is like a puzzle, but then again, I'd rather build another Lego set. Lego sets in general are like puzzles. So yeah, it's the same with the busts, I guess. In a way, I'm not really. If they're gonna, I want to see them do full dedication of this. So if they're going to do mosaics and they have like a bunch of mosaics from a franchise I like, then maybe I'll start buying them. You know, with the busts, maybe if they did more Marvel ones, maybe I'll start buying them or stuff like that. But I gotta wait and see. Really,
this for sure, I feel like is total like adult like push.
Oh no, this is absolutely like helmets.
Because it's definitely something that you would see like hung on like somebody's wall, right? Like it's definitely like furniture, which is where like these busts, like what you just said, like kind of fall into, which is where like architecture is kind of like placed. It's like, where would you put this right on your desk while you're working or in your office? Yeah. So I feel like it's one of those like, let's solidify that adult, like the 18 plus is a thing. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, no, it's definitely. And I'm curious to see like if there's like a third thing, right? Because there's helmets, mosaics. Maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something else like we come next year. So yeah, definitely an interesting thing to see happening. But I do want to move on to Lego Friends, the best theme ever created that I never buy sets from.
Legit.
I look at this and I'm like, I love Lego Friends, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Good.
However, I don't buy them.
You got to buy them because
yeah. I
just
don't know.
Once in a while.
I really like the builds, and I feel like I've definitely said this before. I love the builds, not 100% keen on the colors because pink and purple really isn't for me most of the time.
I think they've gotten better with that. Though,
there's a lot of nice blue and obviously tan for the kind of sand castle.
Basically, yeah. Ever since the reboot of Lego Friends, like the reboot was 2018, they got better with the colors in general. These specifically, though, I guess they're a little bit more, but a little bit less.
The water slides look very cool, and it seems like great stuff. I just wish, like, if I was into it, this would be amazing, but I'm not, like, that into Lego Friends where I'm going to be buying these as much as I want to. I still need to buy the boat, the yacht, or whatever it is.
Right. But you gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta start somewhere.
Mark wants that set.
Which one? The yacht?
Yeah, we were just looking around on Amazon. We're looking at sets, and that was like.
If you ever see it on sale on Amazon, send it to me. I'll send me your affiliate link, and I will be on that.
It's like $90.
I know.
He just wants to play within the bathtub.
No,
so I'm like,
it looks like a really
I can pretty much get any boat haul, and we could probably put some pieces on. And he'd have just as much fun. But for some reason, he was drawn to that one.
It's a damn good boat, so I don't blame him. It's okay. Yeah. Don't tell him it's for girls though, because that would probably not.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Not go over well. I don't know. We'll see. After he's been in school for a year, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's sad that kind of happens. Whether Lego's a boy toy or girl toy, or boys play with GI Joes and girls play with Barbies. It's like, who cares, man?
Nah, that's
I mean, they always say dollhouse stuff is for girls, but like the Simpsons house is a dollhouse set, and I freaking love it. And I wish Lego did more dollhouse sets, and who cares? I don't. But then again, I don't care what other people think. So whatever. I'll buy what I want. I was supporting Lego Friends since day one, 2012. I've been out there.
I was there at the midnight release.
Legit, for real. I was there before release. That like in December 2011, I got Stephanie's pool party or something like that. The small $5 set.
Oh, it's so nice of you buying these sets for your sister. Oh yeah, my sister.
With all these
Anyway, moving on. This will be the final topic, I think, for this week's episode, and I think it's a good one to end on because we'll probably talk about it for quite a bit. It has to do with the Lego VIP, and it's a Lego Star Wars Maz Kanata signed minifigure sweepstakes. Another sweepstakes for the love. Who? Why? How?
And another thing is like it's like okay,
Maz Kanata.
It's like did they just try to get like I mean I like the actress who plays her, but like
sure, but like
yeah,
anybody else?
How about Mark Hamill?
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, that would be a little bit more desirable. And it seems like something that's so hastily put together too. Like if you look at it,
and they even gave in to those stupid toy rating companies, and they have it rated. Oh.
They want your VIP points that you can't spend.
Yeah.
Give them back.
Oh, I hate that so much. Shy, what's wrong with the VIP program?
Dude, it's horrible. I can say that.
How many
now,
complaints
man.
did you get? How much?
Dude, it was
how often would they come in and be like, "Why can't I use my VIP points?"
Oh my god, it was really bad. Like it was whenever we had problems pulling it up. That was one complaint.
Of course.
When they couldn't use it right away, that was another complaint.
Mm-hmm.
When they bought something and assumed that you can use it right there, that was another complaint. And then every time you filled out those surveys, a good 10 to 30%, depending on the day, will get complaints about the VIP program. So it was consistent to the point where we just don't talk about it anymore. Like in our little huddles with my peers and superior, like the VIP program sucks. We all know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Lego give like talking points to like spice it up like to try something?
Yeah, I mean, there were multiple ways of getting around it. Like it was. Let's see if I can remember what I would tell people.
The only thing that I can think of, like the only thing that's actually consumer focused or is a benefit is the fact that you can take those points and go online and get like stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But beyond that, there's nothing that actually helps you as a Lego customer.
Yeah, it definitely made it harder to use your VIP points. Whether Lego intended for that. No, you're not gonna convince me any other way.
Oh, I wasn't going to try.
No, not you, but in general, people. And so the problem is they still haven't. I heard it was going to be changed. I don't know who told me it was going to be changed, but I heard it was going to be changed. Oh, so what happened?
They didn't change it.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I really don't. They did say that they were, as I was towards the end of my tenure, they did say they were working on a few things to kind of make it more manageable. Like, for example, when I was leaving, I had the ability to kind of fix, like if you were to accidentally hit online, you know what I mean? Instead of in-store use, I can fix it, that type of thing, and I can add a little bit more points.
What if you selected a thing and you could use it online, in store, or over the phone?
Yeah, right. I don't know,
man. Just an idea. Nobody has to listen.
It was like, oh my god, we tried. I know every store manager tried. It wasn't like we hated it too. It was much easier for us to see it and hit click. So when that all changed, it made everyone's lives like horrible. So it wasn't just the customers; the staff hated it. So like we were just as pissed, and we hated doing it too.
What was the point? I don't get why did they change it? Like, I don't get it.
I guess I could say this now. Wait, can I say this now?
You can.
I'm trying to get the story.
Chat, that's for damn sure.
No, I mean, I can say it.
You're no longer representing.
Like, I'm just trying to like say it right. You know what I mean, and not missay it.
Yeah.
I know it was somewhere in the line there was a decision made and it wasn't implemented correctly, and no one like said something to warn that person, and then it would just run that way. Something like that. And now this is where we're currently stuck with. Like we can't backtrack at this point, if that makes sense. There was no like
so they're like, this would be a good idea, and then
boom, it was like that.
And they're like, oh crap. Well, I mean, I'm sure. I guess at the end of the day, Lego is winning from it because they're not getting as much redemption
Lego
from
is
it.
Cashed out, no question.
So yeah,
I mean it's helping them. So
they've made it harder to use, and there's nothing worth redeeming. I'm just looking at the VIP page right now, and all it is like digital desktop wallpapers and just like crap. 14-day Xbox Game Pass.
It's so funny,
like,
isn't it?
Coloring. Like, who wants any of this crap? Like, throw some Lego sets on there. Maybe people spend their points that way.
Lego Friends Central Perk downloadable picture. Command-Shift-4, crop that, and screenshot. Done.
Are they really giving out? They're still giving out downloadable.
I just screenshotted their downloadable picture.
There's nothing Lego that you can actually redeem on here. You can get like Legoland stuff. You can get some art. You can get digital things and coloring sheets and Xbox Game Pass, and that's literally all you can get on here.
It's bad. It's real bad. It's, yeah.
And you can enter the sweepstakes, which is pretty much the best thing they have going.
There should be like poly bags. I know there used to be the VIP poly bag. That seems to be long gone. But like there should be like a somewhat often refresh of like 4 poly bags that you can only get on here. Maybe 6 months before they come out in stores if you don't want them to be straight up exclusive to VIP. Like you could do like what just came out now, the Easter Bunny poly bag. Let's say back in November you could have picked it up on here. It's not seasonal at that point, right? Like, but it would still be a neat thing to be able to do. So
it'd be the one way that you could salvage this program by saying, well, we have all these little things on here that you can pick up. And it's like, okay, that kind of works, even though it's kind of harder to redeem your stuff. But
yeah.
So.
I miss that drop down when I'm checking out where it's like, oh, I can use $5 or $10 or whatever. Now you have to pre-plan or whatever. And I just don't even bother at this point.
One of these days I'm going to bankrupt them when I use all my points. They won't be ready for it.
I mean, Jabbo does that all the time.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Shy, where can people find you? I know it's not at the Lego store.
No, I could be delivering your mail tomorrow, so you can probably find me on my route. No, you can find me on SHYTIME is my time on YouTube or Instagram. Find me there.
Of course, link down below. Greg, Justin, want to shout anything
out? Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay.
That's all I got.
Follow games with Greg.
Yeah, you can do that. I guess I could say that I'm live streaming pretty much every day until the coronavirus is cured on Protect Live. If you want to hang out for an hour every day, we're doing that. Sometimes these guys are there.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Am I going to get my Brickatech Live donation rebate in the mail?
Yeah, I can do that. That was what, $2? I'll give you. Well, YouTube took half that, so I'll give you your $1 back.
50 cents. All right.
Thanks for supporting the cause.
Yeah, of course. That is all. Bricks and Bits episode 85. Again, please check out our guest SHYTIME is my time on YouTube. He'll be linked down below. He needs your support. He got fired. Needs help. So check him out, guys, and we'll see you all again next week. And long live the corona. Actually, no, shouldn't say that.
No, dude.
Wow.
Opposite of that one. Opposite of that. Just opposite. Yeah. Wait, is next week April Fool's? Okay, we're going to have to think about that. All right, bye.